Good morning, my name is Lori, and today we're going to do a sequence for the abs and core. We'll get started laying down on our back, legs resting apart, arms out wide, becoming one with the breath, being present here on your mat. Inhaling your legs up towards the sky and hold. Slowly letting your legs come back down to the mat. Bringing your hands behind your head, lifting your head and feet and hold. And release. Coming up into seated. Grabbing both big toes, coming into wide leg, big toe pose. Slowly release. Then bringing your legs out straight for full bow. And release. Bringing your sit bones down to the mat, raising both arms up overhead, forward fold. And release. Bring your knees around onto the mat. Then flipping the toes under, coming into downward dog. Then moving into plank and hold. Then bringing your hips down to the mat. Coming into up dog. Then flipping the toes under, coming back into downward dog. Then bringing your elbows down to the mat, dolphin pose. Then releasing your knees down to the mat. Keeping your elbows down. Coming into plank, then lifting up your right leg. And release. Bring your hips down to the mat. Clasping your hands behind your back and lifting up your head, neck, and shoulders. And release. Bringing your arms back onto the mat. Coming up into a plank, lifting your left leg. And release, coming into a tabletop position and hold. Flipping the toes under, downward dog. Inhaling the right leg up towards the sky. And release. Inhaling the left leg. And release. Coming into a tabletop pose. Bringing the knees wide. Big toes together, hips towards your heels, child's pose. Then coming back up onto your knees, we'll bring our right hand out for side plank. Bringing the left arm up and hold. Slowly release, switching sides, planting that left hand, coming up into plank. And release. Coming back to the other side. Planting the right hand, bringing your right foot out, then grasping onto your big toe. And release, coming down to the mat, switching sides, planting the left hand, bringing the left foot out, using your other hand to bring up your toe. And slowly release, coming into child's pose. Knees together, feet together. Then coming back up onto your feet, coming to standing mountain pose. Bringing both arms up overhead, sending hips forward, looking back. Allowing your hands to come down. Forward fold. Then bringing our right leg forward, the left knee down to the mat. Coming into a lunge, bringing your hands up overhead. Allowing your hands to come down to the mat. Coming into plank pose. Allowing the hips to come to the mat. Up dog. Flipping the toes under, down dog. Bringing your right knee down to the mat, left leg forward. Coming into a lunge, both arms up overhead. And release. Bringing your legs together, coming up into a forward fold. Coming up one vertebrae at a time, spreading the legs wide, bringing your hands to your hips, wide leg pose. Then bringing both hands behind your head, twisting the left elbow to right knee. Then bringing your feet hip-width distance apart, hands at heart center, sending the hips back, resting your elbows on your knees. Slowly coming back up, spreading the legs wide, hands behind your neck, right elbow to right knee. And release. Bringing feet hip-width distance apart, hands out wide, sitting back like you're sitting into a tiny chair. Then bringing arms up overhead, C curve in your spine. Then bringing hands together, resting your chest on your knees and hold. Then returning to standing, stepping the right leg out towards the front of the mat, coming down for a side stretch. Returning to standing, bringing your feet together, turning the left foot to the front of the room, back foot out, stretching down towards your knee. Then returning back to standing, legs hip-width distance apart, sitting back into that chair. Bring your belly towards your knees, clasping your hands together. And release. Stepping out the right foot, left leg forward, hands behind your back, head towards your knee. And release. Bringing the right foot forward, other leg towards the front of the mat, hands behind your back, and stretch. And release. Clasping your hands behind your back, bringing your shoulders down and looking back. And release. Forward fold. Then bringing the right leg forward, left leg back, coming into that low lunge. And release. Stepping the foot back, coming into a plank. Upward dog. Flipping the toes under, down dog. Lowering the right knee down to the mat. Bringing the left leg forward, coming into a lunge. And release, coming back into a forward fold. Then bringing the left leg out wide, right leg towards the front of the mat. Bringing your stomach down to your thigh, arms out wide. And release. Switching sides, bringing the right toes forward, left toes out, and hold. And release. Coming into child's pose, knees together, feet together, bringing both arms behind your back and clasp, bringing it towards the sky. And release, coming down to our seats, bringing both legs up, full bow. And release. Then taking toes wide and hold. Bringing legs together, coming back down, coming around onto our knees. Then arching your back, sending hips forward, reaching for your heels. Coming back up to your knees, coming down onto your hands. We're going to bring our right knee towards our right elbow and arch our backs. And release. Then bring the left leg to the left elbow. And release. Coming down onto your seat, bringing your right foot in, left foot out, arms up overhead. Turn towards your toes and reach. And release, switching sides, arms up overhead, then reach for your toes. And release, straightening your left leg, bringing your right foot over your knee, Right hand behind your back, holding your leg and twist. And release, extending the right leg, left foot over left knee, twisting to the left. And release, coming down up onto your stomach, up dog. Then releasing your body down towards the mat, hands out towards the front. We'll lift hands, head, shoulders, and feet, Superman pose, and lift. And release, coming back onto a tabletop position. We'll be reaching the right arm back to grab the left ankle. And release, switching sides, reaching for that right foot. And release, bringing your seat around onto the back, bringing your back down slowly, both legs up overhead, waterfall pose. Then lifting up into shoulder stand. And plow pose. Then bringing your legs slowly back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time, bending your knees. We'll go into 30 seconds of yogi bicycles, opposite elbow to opposite knee, and go. And release, bringing your knees into your chest, Maybe swaying from side to side. Letting your feet come as close to your sit bones as you can. We'll lift our hips towards the sky, maybe clasping your hands under your chest. Slowly coming down, one vertebrae at a time. Extending your legs to the edge of the mat. Bringing your palms under your sit bones. Coming up onto your elbows, bringing your head to the mat. And slowly release, bringing the bottoms of your feet together, butterfly pose, arms out wide. Then bringing your knees back together. We'll have one last bit of effort, sending your feet towards the sky, scissor kicking down to the count of 10. And when your feet reach the mat, letting them fall to the side as your hands fall to the side. Congratulations, you've made it to Savasana. We'll start to bring movement to our fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. And when you are ready, turning to your favorite side to come up to seated. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.